Okay, so you know how it is when you really want to make something happen, like really bring something you want into your life, and you start digging into it, and boom, suddenly you're drowning in techniques and affirmations and visualization.
Yeah, it's like, where do you even begin?
Right, you almost need like a whole degree in manifestation studies just to sort through it all.
Exactly.
So, what we're going to do in this deep dive is look at some material that just cuts straight through all that noise, no fluff.
Really gets down to brass tacks.
Yeah, it's like a guide to manifestation, but without the mystical mumbo jumbo, just straight talk. And that's our mission here, you know?
To simplify it, make it useful.
Exactly, to pull out the really practical stuff from this like refreshingly honest perspective on manifestation so you can actually use it, without needing to become some kind of manifestation guru.
Absolutely.
So, the first thing that jumps out at you about this particular take on manifestation is how it just goes right for that desire for simplicity.
Yeah, it's bold. The headline itself, Manifestation Unveiled. The simple truth they don't want you to know.
Hmm.
It's like a direct hit on all those complicated explanations you see out there.
Yeah. It's like saying, forget all those 10-step rituals and mystical frequencies. Let's get real.
Right. It plays on that universal need to just cut through the clutter and get to the heart of it.
Exactly. Especially with something like manifestation, which can feel kind of out there and mysterious.
For sure.
And this source, let me tell you, doesn't shy away from challenging the status quo.
Not one bit. It's like a full-on roast of the sacred cows of the manifestation world.
Yeah, like questioning why you need all those complicated techniques and expensive workshops.
Right. Like, do you really need to tap into some hidden cosmic power?
Yeah. This source is all about stripping away those extra layers.
Absolutely. It's about getting down to the essentials. And the author, they really come across as someone who's not afraid to shake things up and say, hey, maybe we've been overthinking this whole thing.
Totally.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it so refreshing. It's like someone finally saying, okay, enough with the smoke and mirrors. Let's talk about how this really works.
Yeah.
So the big reveal, the core of this simpler understanding is this idea that manifestation is just your life mirroring back the stuff you're most emotionally obsessed with.
Wow. Powerful stuff.
Yeah. It's not just about what you think, right? It's about what you deeply feel, where your emotional energy is really focused.
Makes you think, doesn't it?
It really does. And they use this great analogy to illustrate it.
Oh, tell me.
They talk about your emotions being like the Wi-Fi signal and your thoughts being like the Netflix show you're trying to watch.
Oh, I like that.
Right. So you can have the perfect show all queued up, all the mental images you want, but if you don't have a strong emotional signal, that connection, it's not going to play.
It's not going to load.
Exactly. And that strong emotional connection, that's what they say is crucial for manifestation.
Makes sense. I mean, think about it. When you're really passionate about something, you naturally put more energy into it.
You're all in.
Exactly. And that energy, that's what drives things forward.
And what I found really interesting is that the author actually mentions spending years, like reviewing tons of books on manifestation.
So,
Over 350 books over 8 years. They really dove deep into this.
they did their homework.
And they say that this focus on emotion, that's the missing piece they kept seeing.
So it's not just a theory. It's like, it's coming from experience.
Yeah, it's not just some random idea they had. They really dug into this.
That makes it even more compelling, I
Yeah,
think.
totally. And to really drive the point home, they use this really relatable analogy about flirting. They say it's like the difference between reading the dictionary and actually having vibes with someone.
Oh, that's good.
Right.
Yeah.
You can know all the words, but if you don't have that emotional spark, that connection, it's not going anywhere.
Totally. You're not going to get very far just by reciting definitions.
It's about the energy.
The feeling.
Exactly. And that's what they say is key with manifestation, too. It's not just about intellectually understanding it, it's about feeling it.
Resonating with it.
Yeah, like that's what really makes the connection.
It's fascinating when you think about it that way because it's like, it's suggesting that our dominant emotional state, the way we're feeling most of the time,
Yeah.
that's actually shaping our reality.
Like we're constantly manifesting, whether I realize it or not.
Exactly.
And now this source also takes aim at the whole self-help industry around manifestation.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty critical of it. They suggest that all those intricate steps and complicated theories, well, they might actually be keeping people stuck.
Interesting. Why do you think that is?
Well, they kind of hint that it might be, for financial reasons. If the process seems really complicated, people are more likely to keep coming back for more.
Ah, I see they're saying it's in the self-help industry's interest to keep things complex.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they point to things like, all the jargon that gets thrown around.
Like,
Vibrational alignment.
oh, yeah. You hear that one a lot.
Right. It sounds all fancy and sophisticated, but maybe it's just a way to make simple ideas seem more complex.
So they can sell more courses and books.
Yeah. And then there's this whole thing about constantly needing the latest, the updated methods.
Oh, right. Like the old ways don't work anymore.
Exactly. It's like they're saying, hey, if you want to manifest, you got to keep buying the new stuff.
Keeps people on the hook.
Yeah. It's like, they even use this analogy. They say it's like a hospital needing sick people to stay open.
Hmm.
It's a bit harsh, but it makes you think, right?
It does.
About systems that might benefit from keeping people feeling like they need more help.
And less empowered.
Exactly. And then there's this little jab, kind of funny, but also kind of pointed.
What's that?
They talk about, all these manifestation gurus supposedly manifesting their third beach house.
Oh, yeah. I've heard those stories.
Right. While everyone else is still struggling to visualize a parking spot.
Oof. Yeah. That's a bit of a reality check.
It is.
I mean, it's not that those things are necessarily bad, but it's important to be aware of the potential disconnect, right?
So sure.
To be a little discerning about who we're getting our information from.
Exactly.
Because at the end of the day, it's about what works for you, right?
Absolutely. And that's why this source's approach is so refreshing. It's like they're calling out the BS and saying, hey, let's get back to the basics.
Yeah, strip away the distractions.
Exactly.
And that's why I think it's so interesting that they start by defining what manifestation is not.
Right. They're like, no magical spells, no controlling the cosmos, no bending reality like in a sci-fi movie.
Yeah, like setting the record straight.
Yeah, it's like they're laying a foundation.
The realistic foundation.
Exactly. Because let's face it, if you go in thinking you're going to be some kind of magical wizard, you're going to be disappointed.
Yeah, and probably give up.
Right. But if you understand that it's not about controlling the universe, but about something else, then maybe you're more likely to stick with it.
I mean, it makes sense to dispel those misconceptions first,
Yeah.
right? Before you can really understand what it is.
And in place of all those grand ideas, the source offers this really unexpected perspective.
What's that?
They say manifestation is shifting inside yourself until you don't even care if the outside changes.
Whoa. That's a
Oh.
different way of looking at it.
It is. It's not about manipulating the outside world. It's about cultivating this inner state of peace.
Acceptance.
Exactly. Where your happiness doesn't depend on things going exactly the way you planned.
That's a tough one.
It is.
And it's also very freeing, right?
Yeah. It's about finding that inner peace and trust so that no matter what happens, you're okay.
Yeah, it's like you're letting go of that desperate need to control everything
Surrendering.
and finding peace within.
Exactly.
So how do you actually do that? How do you create that internal shift?
Well, that brings us to the central role of emotion.
The feeling part.
Yeah. Feel it to seal it.
Right.
That's the core message here.
They're really emphasizing the feeling part of it.
Yeah, because it's not just any thought that manifests, right? It's the thoughts that are charged with real emotion.
The ones that truly resonate within you.
Exactly. The thoughts you really feel in your gut.
Makes sense.
And they give this great example. They talk about, if you really believe you're going to ace a test, and I mean truly believe it, feel it,
Okay.
then you're way more likely to actually do well.
Yeah, because that belief will shape your actions.
Exactly. It's like your actions naturally align with your feelings.
I've definitely had those moments where I felt so sure of something and it just happened.
Like magic.
Almost.
Yeah.
It's like that feeling of certainty just kind of paved the way.
And that's what this source is getting at. That emotion isn't just a byproduct of thought.
It's a force.
It's the energy that drives manifestation. And they even quote this wise old sage who says, feeling is the secret.
Simple but profound.
It is, right. Like stripping away all the complexity and just getting to the heart of it.
A heart of it.
And they talk about emotion as what flips the switch and acts as the communication signal to the universe.
Wow.
It's like we're sending out these emotional signals all the time.
And the universe is responding.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm starting to get this.
It's pretty cool, right?
It is. It's like it reframes the way we think about our emotions.
Not just as reactions, but as active forces.
Yeah, we're not just passively feeling things. We're actually shaping our reality with our feelings.
Exactly. And that brings us to this really empowering idea that this source presents.
Okay, what's that?
They say you're already a manifestation machine.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, it's a cool idea, right?
Yeah.
Like we're all doing this all the time, whether we realize it or not.
So we're all manifesting masters.
In a way, yeah. They give these everyday examples, like, thinking of someone and then they call you out of the blue.
Oh, yeah, I've totally had that happen.
Right. Or like learning about something new and then suddenly you see it everywhere.
Like that time I got a new car. And then it felt like everyone on the road was driving the same car.
It's weird, right?
It is. It's like, where were they all before?
Yeah. And the explanation they give here is that attention is alignment.
Attention is alignment.
Where you look, reality follows. It's like our focus acts like a filter.
Interesting. So what we focus on, we bring more of into our reality.
Exactly. It's not that those things weren't there before. It's just that we weren't tuned into them.
Our awareness changed.
Yeah.
That's really powerful.
It is. And this leads to what the source calls the industry's dirty little lie.
Oh, what's that?
It's this idea that manifestation is something you need to learn, some external skill you have to acquire.
Oh, like you need a special technique or something.
Right, but they're saying that's not true. They say manifestation is something you already are.
It's innate.
Exactly. It's an ability we all possess.
Not something you have to earn.
Yeah, and they use this great analogy. They talk about driving a Ferrari, but only in first gear.
Oh, I get it. Like you have all this power, but you're not using it.
Exactly. You have the potential, but you're not accessing it.
We're all driving Ferraris in first gear.
It's a funny image, right? But it's true. It's like we have all this untapped potential just waiting to be unleashed.
I mean, think about it. If we're already manifesting all the time, even unconsciously.
Then imagine what we could do if we were doing it consciously.
Right.
And they talk about how this perceived gap between where you are now and where you want to be, that's actually an illusion.
What do you mean?
It's not about striving to reach some distant future. It's about realizing that on some level, you're already there.
It already exists.
Yeah, but we're on autopilot,
We're not consciously directing our energy.
Exactly. And that's what this source is all about, helping us take back the wheel.
Become conscious creators.
Exactly.
So, okay, I'm sold. But how do we actually do this? What's the practical approach?
Okay, so let's get down to the nuts and bolts.
The action plan.
How to manifest the no-nonsense version.
I'm ready.
Okay, so the first thing they emphasize is that the best technique is you.
Meaning?
It's not about the specific method, it's about the energy you bring to it.
The feeling, the belief.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the author actually shares their personal playbook, which is really just a few simple steps.
Okay, let's hear it.
So first, get crystal clear on what you want. They use this great analogy. It's like ordering at a drive-thru.
Oh, I like that.
Right. You wouldn't just say, I'll have something good. You'd be specific, right?
Yeah, say, give me the double cheeseburger with extra pickles.
Exactly. So with manifestation, it's the same. Be specific.
Job title, salary, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah. Don't be vague.
Got it. What's next?
Next, chill out. Relax your body.
Okay, that sounds easy enough.
It is. Just take a few deep breaths. Let go of any tension.
Create space.
Yeah. And then comes the visualization.
Okay, here we go.
But it's not some long, drawn-out thing. It's brief, but vivid.
Like a snapshot.
Yeah, like a snapshot.
Yeah.
And you're seeing it from your own perspective as if it's already real.
First person.
First person. Engage all your senses.
What do I see, hear, smell?
Yeah. And focus on one key sensory detail, like the sound of a friend's voice congratulating you.
Okay.
Or the feeling of a hug.
A hug.
Something that really brings it to life.
Makes it real.
And just hold that image for a few seconds.
Oh, too long.
Maybe 10 seconds.
That.
And then, here's the key part. Amplify the emotions you'd feel if it were already true.
Oh, so really feel the joy, the excitement, the peace.
Yeah. Whatever emotions that desired outcome would bring up for you.
Turn up the volume.
Yeah, crank it up and then let it go.
Release it.
Yeah. And then the last step is to live your life as if it's already done.
Without waiting for the external proof.
Exactly. That's the tricky part.
Yeah, it's like trusting that it's already on its way.
Yeah. And they emphasize repetition. Keep doing the visualization. Keep connecting with those feelings.
Okay, I can do that.
And that brings us to the question everyone wants to know.
How long will this take?
And the answer, according to this source, is instantaneous.
Instantaneous.
Yeah. It's not about waiting for the external world to catch up.
It's about that internal shift.
Exactly. They say the mistake is waiting for the outside to change before you allow yourself to feel differently.
I get it. It's like putting the cart before the horse.
Yeah, exactly. And they use this really helpful analogy. They talk about, wearing a pair of shoes.
Choose.
You put them on, you feel them on your feet, but you don't constantly look down to make sure they're still there.
Right. You just trust they are.
Yeah. And it's the same with manifestation. You got to wear the feeling until it becomes your reality.
Wear the feeling. I like that.
And they also mention that often when you let go of that obsessive need for it to happen,
Okay.
that's when it actually shows up.
Like you create space for it.
Yeah, like you're no longer blocking it with your neediness.
It's like when you stop looking for something and then you find it.
Yeah.
Makes sense. So to wrap it all up, this deep dive has been all about getting to the core of manifestation.
And this source makes a pretty compelling case that it's actually a lot simpler than we might think.
It is.
It's about you, your emotionally charged focus, and feeling as if you already have what you desire.
No magic wands required.
Nope, no endless books or courses or fancy tools.
Just you. Yeah.
As the source playfully puts it, like Leonardo da Vinci said, simplicity is the ultimate sophistication.
Love that.
And the final takeaway here is this. You're already a manifestation rock star.
We all are.
Yeah, it's just about tapping into that power.
Absolutely.
So I want to leave you with this question. Now that you've explored this idea of manifestation, how can you shift your focus from trying to manifest to actually feeling the reality you want?
Like embodying it now.
Exactly. And what are those emotionally resonant thoughts that you might have been overlooking? Think back to those times when something you really felt or focused on, even if it seemed like a coincidence, just showed up in your life. It's like those little synchronicities.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder.
It does. So I encourage you to embrace this simpler understanding and see how it might change your perspective, your reality.
It's worth a shot, right?
It is
I mean, what do we have to lose?
nothing to lose, everything to gain.